Coast Music fans, James here in the amp room, and today I'm happy to announce that Gold Coast Music are now the proud retailers of Kemper. So most of you will already know that the Kemper Profiler is the #1 profiling unit on the market at the moment. But for those that don't know, a Kemper Profiler is essentially what we'll be demoing today. And it's different from amp modelers in that it's profiling a very specific chain at a specific point in time. So at the moment, for example, we're on a Dumble profile, which has been captured. And yeah, it's got all of the effects. There's a compressor built in, there's EQ, we've got some reverb and delay, and pretty much every effect under the sun. So let's have a look at some of the different sounds that the Kemper Profiler can do, as well as a bit of a closer look at all of its features. Okay, so this profile is a Fender Vibrolux with a compressor and some reverb. So as you notice, the Kemper doesn't just model amps, it also has a whole bunch of different effects, ranging from studio effects like EQ, compressors, gates, and those sort of things, as well as the classic effects like in the stompbox format, so tube screamers, clones, distortions, reverbs, delays, chorus, pretty much everything that you can think of. So here's another built-in profile, which is a Metropolis amp with some delay and high gain setting. The Kemper Profiler has been used for a lot of different applications over the years, and it's been used mainly in the studio for home recording, but where it excels and its main selling point is its live applications, where you can take a USB with all of your profiles, rent a Kemper Profiler, and just plug it directly in and have all of your sounds at your fingertips. So a lot of professional musicians have been using the Kemper Profiler for live because you can bring your exact sound that you know and love and put it into a more convenient package where it's reliable, it's lightweight, easy to transport, and it sounds fantastic. Instead of traditional modeling, profiling is a different process, which is taking a snapshot of a specific amp with a specific signal chain. Instead of guessing at what an amp would respond like, it sends specific test signals through the amp when you're profiling it to get its exact gain structure, the EQ curves, and basically the feel and sound of that amp. So the Kemper Profiler feels a lot more natural and it responds to the touch. The volume control actually responds how the amp would in real life. So as a lot of you may know, the Kemper system has been synonymous with high gain players for both live and in the studio. We'll show you an example of one of the patches now, which is a Mesa Boogie dual rectifier. And here's the classic 5150. In addition to Gold Coast Music, I'm also part of the Half Sun Amplification family, which is myself and my dad Les, and we build hand-wired guitar amps here in the Gold Coast. As well as that, I'm also the vocalist of a Brisbane-based metal band called Wild Ash, which you'll be hearing in the background now. And I'm in charge of the recording and the mixing and mastering for those tracks. And for these recordings, I've been using some custom Kemper profiles, which I've made myself of our Half Sun amps. I've used them for the guitars and also for the bass as well. So I've been using the Kemper Profiler for over 5 years now, recording tons of different bands from all over the east coast of Australia. I've been using the Profiler for all of the guitar sounds on the recording as well as the bass sounds, which it really excels in getting perfect studio profiles and snapshots of those recording sessions. I've also used the Kemper Profiler live for guitar and for bass, and yeah, it's always sounded really, really good. So I found the Kemper Profiler to be really reliable, haven't had any issues, it's lightweight and easy to use, and being able to put your profiles on a USB stick and plug into any Kemper in the world and have your sounds is amazing. In terms of the Kemper Profiler lineup here at Gold Coast Music, we have the powered head, which is also affectionately known as the toaster. We have the non-powered toaster head. We also have the footboard for those to control all the patches. And we have the floorboard Kemper Profiler unit, which is the all-in-one unit. And we also have the Kemper cone cabinet, which is profiling all the different types of speakers that you can get. So we've done our best to record the sounds as accurately as possible, but for you to get the real Kemper experience, if you're on the Gold Coast or in the Greater Brisbane area, come into Gold Coast Music and give it a try for yourself.